Okay, let's finally do this. This is the same spot I did the part one. We're sitting here, whatever year that was. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're here, hi, my name is Megan, aka 9090 Moss. If you're a returning subscriber, hi babies. I know how much you've been wanting this. So, as you probably read by the title, make sure I have a glass of water because this one, I personally am not drinking anything beside water because it's gonna be a long one. A story time of how I almost lost my virginity, but this one is Christian edition. I'm going to try my best not to look at myself. Yeah, guys, I'm so nervous. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to do this. I was asking God, like, do you want me to do this? So I wrote some notes last year. I actually did make the video last year, the story time video, but I realized that I felt like I wasn't ready. Like, throughout the video, I was just, crying, and oh, the wounds were still fresh. But now I feel like I'm ready, and I can tell the story without throwing shade on anybody. I'm ready. The Lord has healed me, and which I'm so grateful for. Okay, before we start, the scripture which is in the book of Proverbs 1 verse 7, which says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." Before we start the video, I just want to pray. Should I pray with you or pray alone? I think I'll pray alone, and then we'll just get back here. Let's do this. So I have some notes here on my PC, so if you see me looking there, that's what's happening. I already did a video of why I started dating, and if you didn't check it out, please check it out before checking out this one, because it's gonna be a little bit confusing. Let me tell you guys how I almost lost my virginity. Let's not waste any time. So I'm going to give people names. I'm going to give my character's name. So the guy I was dating is going to be Blue. Those are the characters I feel like I'm going to use. And my friend's name is going to be Pink. Yeah, if I feel the need to bring in more characters, I'll give you their pet names. So I already talked about how I used to read Corn. Did I talk about that in my previous video? But yeah, I used to read Corn. I'm this kid that grew up in church, so pornography is not really my thing, y'all, because I know it is wrong and I know it is a sin. But there are some movies name that I'd watch, and then there are like these scenes, the sexual scenes in it, and I'd watch through it. I'm like, it's not wrong. Why did they include it? Like, I would sit there and watch it, and I feel like all those things, the Corn, the what it arose feelings in me that I didn't even know where they existed. And fantasize about this boy every single time I'd go through something. I fantasize about sleeping on his chest, and so I had this idea that just because I was a virgin, then I felt like I was perfect. I was this little girl. Plus, every single time I would tell a person that I didn't do it yet, like I was still a virgin, they'd be like, "What, you didn't? What? Oh my gosh, you didn't? That's what." So I felt like I'm Mother Mary, I'm this girl. And I also feel like something that I've been struggling with is placing my worth on my virginity. Virgin or not, your worth is not on there. I don't know, Lord help me say this right. Virgin or not, you're still worth it of His love, worth it of His grace, and through Christ we become a new creation. He redeems us, He renews us, and I felt like my worth was on the whole being a virgin thing. Like, if I lose it, then I'm dead, and that's why I was dead. That's why I almost died. That's why I was in the pit. It's because I felt like, okay, now this is the only thing that I was holding. Like, now I'm nothing, you get. But your worth is beyond, because Christ died for us. He renewed us. Being in that little bubble when it was popped, I was like a fish out of water, and I'm like, that was everything that I was holding on to. How I almost lost my virginity. We were having presentation. I and Blue were having an argument, right? Like, the relationship was not a relationship. Like, I didn't want to be there because I felt like it's wrong, so we are unequally yoked, but I just didn't know how to do it. When I went to Korenkuru, like I was looking for a place where I could sleep. But yeah, this other girl came through. We're not that close, but yeah, she came through. So I went to her place. Yeah, the next day we had a presentation, so we had to go to school. I got up, dressed up. On my way to campus, I remember I was listening to this podcast. Christian, she's like a sister that I look up to, talking about how proud she was to be a virgin, and she was talking about how it shouldn't be to please your parents, because when your parents are not there, then you would do it because you feel like no one is watching you. And I think I talked about how how the whole waiting for marriage thing for me was to prove to my parents that I could do it, prove to my uncles and aunts and the people that didn't believe in me that just because my mates, my cousins, my wawa were falling pregnant doesn't mean that it didn't mean that I'd fall pregnant as well, just to prove them wrong, because that was the foundation for the decision. That's why it crumbled to the ground. You have to do it for God, because God sees you in the darkness, in where He sees everything about you. But human beings are not always there to like hold you accountable, but it has to be between you and God. And God sees you get okay, cool. My aunt saved me some money to go buy some snacks to eat, and there was no electricity in Korenkuro. You know this thing in Korenkuro, but I like Saturdays and Sundays electricity. So there was no electricity, so the ATMs were not working. I was working with my friends. In that time, I didn't have a lot of female friends, so I'm working with my boys, and they were staying in the same location. I was staying. We went to the ATM. The thing is not working, and they were like, okay, so cool, Megan, let's go home, and then maybe we can come back. And yeah, back later when the electricity is back. But I'm like, no, I'm so hungry, and I didn't want to go back to the girl's place like that. Like I wanted to get something, like I can't be eating her food alone. Like, so yeah, that's why I stayed behind. And then there was this guy there. Again, let's name him PayPal, because he will be part of the story. PayPal liked me, and he proposed me, and I say I no, but the guy still liked me. Okay, so the guy is like, okay, if that's the case, then let's just go to my place. We go to my place and you stay there until the electricity comes. And I'm like, I don't even trust the guy. And I'm like, no, I'd rather go to my boyfriend's place. Although my boyfriend, I'd rather go to Blue's place. Oh yeah, cause Blue is my boyfriend, right? I trust in Blue, not do anything stupid, okay? Rather than going to People's place. People is fishy. Like I don't know people. And remember, I once went to Blue's place to like he asked me to go to his place to go like chill there and wait for my class. And I went to his place and we were there watching movie and stuff like that. And this is something that my homeboy told me. He's like, okay, first he'll ask you to go to his place. Nah, cool. You go there, he will not do anything so that you can develop trust in him. But secondly, when you go back and then yeah, it goes down. I didn't. It did not click. It did not click, and that's why I'm really grateful to have my homeboys, because anyway, yeah, I got to his place. Yeah, so that day was like a horrible day for me. Yeah, it was my first year, right? And I was going through financial crisis. Phone broke, and I didn't have money for my phone to like fix my phone, and like my mom did not have money, and I didn't have money. Like it was just a lot for like one girl. Like I go to this guy's place. I go to Blue's place because like almost like I'm so down. Even though Blue and I aren't exactly like that, Blue. I've known Blue, like those years of breaking up and like nothing happened, But anyway, the reason why I went to Blue's place as well, to like tell him that this relationship is not going anywhere, so I think we should just, break up. So basically, I went to Blue's place to break up. Okay. While I was waiting for the electricity to come, my phone fell and then it hit the ground, like the screen protector and everything, like it was ink all over, and I was just so stressed, and yeah, I could still manage to like text like small, so I text the guy to come get me, and then he got me and I went to his place, and then we talked small, but just somehow I couldn't, common sense zero. I couldn't get up and like be like, alright, this is what's up, this is why I came, I don't want to be with you, and one thing that I love about this whole story is God warned me. I love him, I love God, and I love how kind he's been to me. Like, he warned me several times, and I'm like, but there's nothing happening, you know. Even when I decided to get back to the guy again after he cheated on me and stuff like that, blah 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 blah. When I decided to get back to him, because I was going in with him, so I thought it'd be a long distance relationship. God did not approve. Okay, he did not approve of the relationship. He was like, no, I don't want you to go there. And I'm like, what's the harm? It's a long distance relationship thing. But now that we were closer, he was even speaking more louder, like, girl, you need to leave. And I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. Girl, you need to leave. I'll do it next week. Girl, you need to leave. I'll do it next month. Okay, girl, you need to leave. Okay, I'll go to his place and do it. Are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. I can do it. Me, I'm the Virgin Mary. God is like, okay, it's what you want, you don't listen. One thing about God that I love about him as well is he created us with choices. You know, he'll tell you that that is wrong, but you have to decide most. He's like, okay, Megan, I don't want you to go to his place. So I go to this guy's place and then we talk a little. You know, my phone broken and I'm like, you know, and the guy's trying to cheer me up, and yeah, and then we're just sitting there, we're talking, you know, and it's funny, and homegirl forgot what she came for. And yeah, we're sitting, we're talking, and then Blue wants to kiss. Did I tell you that Megan does not know how to kiss? Because I felt like my first experience having a boyfriend or being in a relationship was like the worst, bruh. Like the first experience was the worst experience is because I did not listen to God. Because God said, leave. And the girl is like, I want to stay with him. I always imagine this romantic. I tell you, the books that I read ruined me. But like, I would always imagine this like romantic relationship where it's like, oh boo, you don't know, let me teach you. Come here, oh my sweetheart, my sweet potato, you're so fragile. Again, okay, that's not how we went, you know, wanted to kiss. And then I'm like, I don't know how to kiss, so like I'm trying to resist. But it's like, no, baby. Hi guys, do you have your water? Please do not listen to me on loudspeaker. Put on your headset, earsets. I don't want problems. I don't want problems. Okay, then the guy wants to kiss and I'm like, I don't know how to kiss. You know, I did not say I don't know how to kiss, so yeah. I'm just trying to resist because I'm shy and all that. This other thing that this other podcast that I listened to during my whole facing my consequences season, where she was like, for her, she feels like she's uncomfortable in naked situations. So she was talking about how we shouldn't put ourselves in situations that we are not able to react. Situations where you don't know what to do, you get. Now that was me. Those situations, Sana is like, okay, we got, yeah, we kiss and we just cuddle me and they lay down on the bed. And I'm like, this girl is so oblivious, she doesn't even know what is happening. Blue is like, lay on the bed. And I'm like, huh? It's like, it's not going to do anything. It's like, I'm like, okay, I guess this is what they call cuddling. They lay on the bed, but I'm like, okay. Maybe this is what's called cuddling. What harm could it bring? Sana? So I'm laying on the bed, right? So should I tell you everything? I'm sure even the Lord wouldn't want me to tell you all the details. I lay on the bed, apparently we're cuddling and we're kissing and no, we're not kissing because I don't know how to kiss, so it's like, I'm like, through the whole process of baby hold me tight, lips coming together, though they don't know what they're doing, I deep down in my heart I knew it was wrong, and like the voice of God was still there. Okay, through the whole process of like let's go together, yeah, on the bed, I'm like deep down in my heart I knew it was wrong. Like I knew it was wrong, and this is something that I prepared myself for. I attended the oil at my school, they choose to wait program. I've been always prepared, but in this situation I was just like a dead fish. I didn't know like the boy would just turn me around, toss me around and turn me around, and I'm just like there, like what's happening? But the voice deep down in my heart is like, you need to stop. And I'm like, okay, then I'll stop if he tries to touch me here. I'll stop if he tries to take off my clothes. I'll stop. Dead fish, and I'm like, how bad could it get? And I'm like, this is not bad, right? Right? This is what boyfriend and girlfriend people do. And I also trusted the guy because when we got back together, yeah, he was like, this time around, like I'm serious with you, boo. I want you, boo. And this time around, I can even wait for you. I'm willing to wait even 5 years, without touching you, and like I'm ready. Okay, I trusted him. I did not expect him to like, because of what he said, I trusted his word. We never really had a conversation where I addressed him and was like, we can't have sex in this relationship because this and this is what I do. I just assumed he knew because he said it. I just assumed he knew how I felt. So it's very important to communicate when you get in a relationship with whoever. First thing first, tell them your ground, stand your ground, say, this is what's up. Okay, this is what's up. I'm not willing to do this and this and that. And if they do not agree, or if they feel like in this day and age you don't want us to do that, are you mad? Then my dear, leave, because it's not worth it. Just then one step led into another, and the girl was like, if we when you reach there, I'll stop it. When you reach there, I'll stop it. But I was just like there, yeah. And then I gave up, and I was like, damn, let it be. Then man, I don't care anymore. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Like, I don't know. Like, I just gave up. I was like, okay, this is it. This is the end. This is the end. I watched ballet, and there's this part whereby that main character guy was about to have the thing with that lady, and she was like, are you sure you want to do this? I've romanticized, guys. I was romanticizing. That's why you do not romanticize. Like, I was like, oh, that's how it'd be for me. That he'd come and he'd be like, oh, do you really want to do this? And I'd be like, yeah. But it wasn't like that. Like, so I gave up. I was like, yeah, maybe it's not even that bad at all. Maybe we should just do it. Like, everyone is doing it. Okay, maybe I would know how it felt, like all this whole time this whole thing is happening, the girl is thinking, what if you get pregnant, what if you do this? Even the voice of God is like, you have to stop. And I'm like, I just stopped fighting with my conscience, because I had this crazy conversation in my head, but I just didn't know how to like make it heard. But like in my head I was like trying to resist. I was like now say it loud, why aren't you talking? I didn't even know the person's status, STIs and all those things, and like I allowed the person, like the person did not even put on any condoms, also not on any contraceptives. I did not even track my cycle. Mind you, I started tracking my cycle this year because it's not only about being in a relationship, but it's so healthy to know on what stage you're on and why you behave in a certain way. Like right now, I am on my ovulation. It's ovulation week, and it has been so crazy. But now that I know that, okay, the reason why I'm feeling this way is because of this and this and this, and I give it to God, and I'm like, Lord, I feel this and this and this, and I don't want to feel like this and this and this, and yeah, it just helps me fight my battles better. It's not even those romantic things that I would have imagined, like take my bra, let's get sexy, those kind of things that I've read. And the guy just took off my pants because I was wearing pants. I didn't take it off until here, and he tries to like get in. But I gave this analogy to my homeboy. When you take a big key, you try to open a small padlock. So yeah, that's what happened. Makura, no details whatsoever. But that was my attempt to lose my virginity. That's how it happened. Because I told God when I was like a little child that I would do my best and he should do the rest. But I guess it was a one-way relationship because it's only God that kept his promise. So yeah, it was such an embarrassing moment, and I felt so ashamed because all these years you've been preparing for that, but Now the day comes, you are just there. You can't even stop. Okay, I went there myself. We are tempted by our own desires more so. I was tempted by my own desires, like the books that I read, like like, are you going to do it since you've been craving for it? You want some? Get it. The Lord also provides a way for us, like for you to get out. Like I should have been like that. I know this is so wrong. This is going too far. But too far was never too far for me because I slept there like a dead fish most of the time. Because I feel like it's because you've never you I don't know how to explain it. Like you just don't know how to do it. It's like your body is there, you're like out of your body, and you're just like watching it, and you're watching everything happen. You're like, get up, and the girl cannot move. Like, bruh, get up! What is happening? Can you not see? The whole experience ruined me. It really did ruin me mentally, physically. Like I also like couldn't grasp what was happening. Like everything was happening so fast. Like he didn't succeed. He just lay there on his bed and just, like, the guy just lived there and pretended like nothing happened. And in my heart, I was like, does he even have any idea what he did? Like, that's the promise that I made to God, that I was keeping myself for God. Like, I don't care, but if it wasn't successful. But do you have any idea? You said we wouldn't. You said we wouldn't. I trusted you. In my head, I was like I wanted to tell him, like, if he knew what he did to me. Like, he broke me. I was broken. But yeah, it's just there. He pretended to sleep. After finishing pretending to sleep, he woke up and he's like, okay, you need to go. It's getting late. I have faced my consequences. I have faced them. I felt it. The Dungu, hey, he was like, you need to go. My friend is coming, so you gotta go now. And I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. Do you know what you did to me? I ain't going nowhere. So I'm just laying there quiet. I didn't speak, but I was just quiet. And he's like, you need to go. And I tried to call my friend, and then this is where Pink comes in. I think I mentioned Pink in the other video. Okay guys, so Pink comes in. Okay, he calls my friend to come pick me up and like check what's up most. This guy, how does this thing happen? No, you don't come to your girlfriend and you try to comfort her and be like, yes baby, I faced my consequences, baby, I faced them. I ate the dungu, bruh. I was kicked out of the fact that I'm laughing about it instead of crying, it just shows how, the Lord has healed me so much, because I'd be crying right now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally said. He literally just kicked me out of this house, and he kicked me out of his house. He was like, yeah, you need to go, my roommate is coming. That's the moment was that, even if things didn't work out, that's like, I needed the guy to be there most for me and be like, yeah, most. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what's up. They kicked me out of the house. Called Pink to go. I did not want to move, bruh. He was even trying to pull me from his I was not even talking. He was even trying to pull me from his bed to leave. I'm like, me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just sleeping on his bed. It's like, you have to come. Me, I'm not going anywhere. My brother, me, I'm not going. You're not playing with me. Like, I'm sleeping on his bed. It's like, you need to. Me, I'm just. Come on, Mia. That sounds so wrong. Like, I'm just there on the bed and I'm like, He's like, you have to go. He tries to pull me like off the bed. It was so dramatic. Now that I think about it. But yeah, calls my friend and I'm like, you know what, girl, you have to go. So I left. And went to go and sleep at Pink's place. I don't want to talk about Pink that much. Anyway, yeah, but like I went at Pink's place. That's when now everything started breaking down my little glass. I felt so embarrassed. I felt so stupid. But yeah, like I came very close to the devil, my dear, mouth to mouth with the devil. That's how it happened. That's why I even felt embarrassed, or for the past few months or years I felt like I didn't deserve to be called a virgin. Like, even though the sexual intercourse didn't happen, but I came close to it happening, and I was just lying there and I didn't do anything to stop it. So yeah, by the grace of the Lord, I am still sitting here and telling you that I am a proud virgin, and there's nothing the devil can do to convince me otherwise. Nothing. But I blamed my friend Pink mostly, because I felt like she played a role in the whole thing, on having the interceder. I think that's what they call it. I was don't involve yourself in people's relationships, please. Don't, like, do not over involve yourself. Like, I felt like she was the interceder. Like, I'll tell her something, I'll tell Pink something, and Pink would tell Blue, like, things that were like so close to me, like things about me, things, cheat codes, how to get to me. Like, yeah, like, I felt bad, but that's how I felt. That's not how I feel anymore. It's my stupidity, it's my own decision. I decided to open my legs. I decided not to stop the whole process, so it's my fault. Nobody's fault. Me. Okay, I take accountability. That's how I felt. Like, I was this angry child, bruh. Like, I felt so bad. And hello, like, everyone was so happy. Like, I could look at her and see her so happy. Like, I'm like, how are you all so happy when I'm like so broken? But yeah, that's how that relationship ended. Ghosted. Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I felt like he ghosted me. He ghosted me after that whole thing. And then deep down in my heart, I knew this is the end. God was like, if you're not going to end it, I'll end it for you. That's why. Second thing, I got into a talking stage with this guy, and God is like, this one, I want you to leave. And I'm like, He's like, remember what happened. And I'm like, I don't want. And like, God was trying to tell me that if you're not ending it, I will end it for you. And he did. And I'm indeed very grateful. But I had to go through with it. But I thought I could learn because I was so naive and so stupid. But yeah, I felt so dirty, like a dirty cloth. Like, I felt so dirty. And the next day I got my periods, and I even asked God to give me hard period pains, bruh. Like the worst, like, punish me. Like, I felt so dirty. Even when I washed myself after the whole thing in, like, in a shower, like, I feel like rubbing the rope my face. Like, I can't explain how dirty I felt. I got my periods the next day. I was sick that week. I mean, I got my periods. Shaggy. I went through it. I'm not even gonna lie. I got my periods that day, and I was just so thankful to the Lord that He, like, came through. Like the whole thing did not happen. Was, I don't know what I'd be. I don't know where I'd be. I don't really know, but the whole thing happened. I got sick that week. I got, like, really sick, and sick is opening out, like, sick, serious sickness. Like, I have a history of suffering from caffeine. I guess there were caffeine withdrawals, and I don't know where those caffeine withdrawals were coming from. It was giving pregnancy. It was giving pregnancy symptoms. And I'm like, but it did not happen. Even my aunt was like, Megan, talk to me. Now, how do you explain that? That the thing did not happen, okay? Anyway, I got so sick, and she was like, you have to go to the hospital. Like, I was feeling nauseous, and I was having headache, and I was apparently giving pregnancy symptoms. I did not even know. Like, I'd walk me, and then I blank out. Like, I see black. Like, I have to stop and be like, and open my eyes again to be okay. I went to the hospital. They did the pregnancy test. Like, I was describing the things that I was sick most, and the doctors was like, when last did you see your periods? And I'm like, oh my god. I just had my periods, like, last week. It's like telling the other nurse, like, do a pregnancy test. And I'm like, what? I suffer from caffeine. These are caffeine things. Like look at my passport. I hate caffeine. Like, do a pregnancy test. Okay, we do the pregnancy test, and it comes out that I'm pregnant. Okay, I know nothing happened. So what do you mean? How will I explain it to my parents? Like, I'm not pregnant. And then we do a second pregnancy test, and then it comes out that I'm not pregnant. And then we have to do a third pregnancy test. So make sure. And then that time, the third time, the doctor has to the nurse has to be stand and watch me pee. It's like, maybe you're messing around with the things. And then we do a third pregnancy test, and it comes out that I'm not pregnant, but I was nervous, what if I could be? What if, even though it didn't? What if somehow? What if? I was so hard on myself. I prayed, I watched podcasts. One of the podcasts that helped me was the Girl Get Up by Sarah Jakes Robinson. That podcast spoke to me. It was like God speaking to me, I know you died, I know you fell down, but girl, you've been in this season for way too long. It's time for you to get up. I felt the presence of God for the first time. Okay, now I'm gonna cry, but it's actually just years of joy. I felt the presence of God for the first time, but I grew up in church, but having that encounter with him and him just being there for me, I cried that day. He was I got you. And in that season, I did not have anyone. I even developed suicidal thoughts. I became suicidal. I also became depressed to the point where I started watching those yoga things, those meditating things. But I was just trying to find peace. It is just so much on me, and I feel like it's so good that I also didn't have a phone for 3 months. For me to just connect with God, the only connection that I had was God in that period. I'd go to school, come back, read my Bible, watch my podcast on my PC. He was closer. When the Bible say that the Lord is closer to the brokenhearted, I mean, it might sound so ironic if I say that. I'm glad I went through there because I experienced the goodness of God. I experienced His love. I experienced how close He can get. The Lord can get so close, bro. He can get so close. He can get so close, and it's so just sweet and amazing. But it was a process of me healing from that whole thing, because that was traumatic. It was traumatic because now I started looking at the whole thing as, okay, what if I get married? What if I get married and that happens on my wedding night? What if I get married and this guy's thing does not fit? What if you get, I started now doubting. And now God is like, you see, that's why I told you not to go. You don't listen. And I'm like, I know. And I'm no. And I was like, yeah. So I told you not to. Trust God. My advice is to trust God in everything, because God did not only see the red flags or what the person felt for me, or how lustful the person was, or what was going to happen, but also God saw. I feel like this is so good. I don't know how to say it, so it does not sound wrong. But I feel like also God saw that you are not compatible for each other. Not only are you unequally yoked, not only does He not have a relationship with me, not only will He lead you astray, but this one is not for you, my child. This puzzle is not yours because it will not fit. But I'm like, He's like, this puzzle will not fit. And when it comes to trusting in God, you have to trust Him wholly. He's such a good father, and if He's going to pick a husband for me, I know He'll pick someone that's compatible to me, physically, spiritually, in everything. And I just trust Him. And I've never trusted the Lord like I trust Him now. One thing about God is He sees ours. We see the physical appearance, but He sees the inwards. Remember once when Samuel went to anoint the next king, and this father just brings out all his kids and is like, and the Lord is like, no, he's not here. Where is he? But they saw their appearance of this one is strong, this one has been into war. What business does God has with someone and leading the sheep? But that's the one that God saw. And God was like, you see the appearance, I search the heart. So the Lord sees the heart. It's like, just be patient. The Lord is going to bring the one to you. The Lord will bring the person that is right for you. And that's just something that I've learned, and that's something that he has been telling me for the past few weeks, I guess, that he sees. The Lord told me to like confess, like tell my aunt and things, and I was like, I can't do it. Then they'll look at me like I'm not that innocent kid anymore. You get, but then it comes to judgment day, and how salvation is so individual. At the end of the day, it's just you and God. Yeah. And I made a promise to God that I would do this instead. Like, please just give me time. Like, let me gather the courage, and instead of just telling it to one person, I'll tell it to the whole world, so that maybe there's someone that would learn something. Struggle to forgive myself. I really did struggle. Like, I hated myself because we've been preparing for that. So what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you failed me? So I hated me. I hated me so much than I've ever hated anybody else. But I forgave her. Like, the Lord, with the help of the Lord. I guess that's it. We've reached to the end. Yeah. The Lord helped me through that. I don't know what you're gonna learn through it, but I just wanna say, like, the Lord has been so kind to me and has been teaching me. There are a lot of things that I learned and I'm still learning, especially when it comes to this whole journey in meeting new guys and talking to guys. And God is like, you like that one? I don't like him. And I'm like, he said, I don't like him. And I'm like, what do you mean? Me, I like him. You don't like him. And it's like, you have to trust me. And I'm like, yeah. I know. I trust you. But the reason why I'm not having sex outside marriage is because of the fear of the Lord, most importantly. It's not because of my family. It's not because an uncle, let me say it, it's not because an uncle would say that I'll get pregnant, just like a family member of mine got pregnant. It's not because I want to prove to anybody. It's because it's the right thing to do. The Bible says sex outside marriage is a sin, and that's the reason why I'm not having sex outside marriage. And yeah, that's the foundation of it all. I hope the Lord used me to say something, and I hope I told my story in a way that would glorify Him. I would not shade any, and not throw any shade. But yeah, I am healed now. I'm very healed. I forgave the guy. I forgave the girl. Like, I even forgave myself, guys. Like, it was so hard. Like, I forgave myself, and yeah, the Lord has been so good. So thank you for watching. If you want, like, don't do, I beg of you, do not share my video. I'm begging you. Like, don't share my video. But like, yeah, I hope there's someone that learned something from this. Like, I'd really be grateful. And if you want to leave a sweet comment for me, please do. I love you so much. And yeah, I finally did it. So praise the Lord. I finally did it. I finally did it. And I hope I upload this. This is my order. Until next time, bye bye.